Welcome to day 63 of our school year. Let's go ahead and get that filled in. Okay, let's get down our beginning fraction. 180 total school days. We're on day 63. And let's first think, is our numerator 63 prime or composite? So let's see. It's not even, so that doesn't help us. But 6 plus 3 is 9, and 9 is a multiple of 3. That means 3 is a factor. That means there's more than 2 factors, and it is composite. Also, if you look on the other side, it is not circled. So that means we have to do the prime factorization of both the denominator and the numerator. Let's see, 180, that's even, so I could divide by 2. Half of 18 is 9, and then I have my placeholder. Let's see, I can divide by 3. I could get 3 groups of 3 out of 9, and then 0. I could divide by 3 again, I get 10. I could divide by 2, and then get 5. Then over here, I could divide by 3. I could get 2 groups of 3 out of 6. 1 group of 3 out of 3. 21 can be divided by 3, and then I get 7. 7 is prime, so we are done. Let's go ahead and get down our prime factorization from least to greatest. Our numerator also, 3 times 3 times 7. Let's look for our common factors. It looks like we have 3 times 3 are our common factors. 3 times 3 is 9. That leaves a 7 in the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4, times 5 is 20 in the denominator. So let's go ahead and make our groups of 9. Nine is a perfect square, so I can use that to help me. Remember, your groups do not have to look like mine, but you do have to have 9 in each group. So my groups look kind of crazy, but there are 9 in each group, and that's what we need to make sure we have. And you need to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. So when we're making these groups in our models, we're actually doing our division. When we make division, we're making those equal groups of 9. We're also doing repeated subtraction of equal groups. Alright, I have all my groups of 9. Let's count them up to find the total amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 total groups. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shaded in. Well, 20 is one of those that we can get the per cent. Cent means 100. We can make that denominator 100 by multiplying by 5. We can find an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100, because 20 nickels is 100 cents, and then 7 times 5 is 35. So as a decimal, this is 35 hundredths, and as a percent, it's 35 per 100 or per cent. So 35% of the school year done. We have 65% left. Okay, let's go ahead and do our division with our algorithm. Dividing by a greatest common factor of 9. So we're doing both our denominator and our numerator. Now you may already see that it's 20 and 7. These are ones you may be able to do quickly because of knowing your multiplication facts. But in case you didn't, you could do 10 times 9, because that 10 just moves it over a place. 10 times 9 is 90. Numbers the same, zeros a game. And then this is just 18 take away 9, which is 9. I can take more groups of 9 out, so I'm going to bring this 90 up here. And that's 10 times 9 is 90. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add these partial quotients and I get 20. Again, here you may know that 7 times 9 is 63, but in case you didn't, there are other ways of getting to that answer. It is easier if you know all your multiples, but if not, you can use what you do know. 5 times 9 is 45. More on the floor. Go next door. Regroup 10 more. 13 take away 5 is 8. 5 take away 4 is 1. Bring that 18 up here. And I can multiply by 2. 2 times 9 is 18. Numbers the same. Zeros a game. So if you didn't know your 7s, you could do your 5s and your 2s, which you're probably pretty good at. 5 plus 2 is 7. Now we do need to check our answers with our inverse operations. So divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Now since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to actually add it. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 2 tens is 18 tens. 9 times 7 is 63. 63, that matches our dividend. 180 matches our dividend. So our numerator is definitely 7, and our denominator is definitely 20. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, trimester 2, week 1. Today is 11/6/19. And our fraction for today is 7/20, which is equivalent to 35 hundredths, which is equivalent to 35%. We have completed 35% of the school year, and we have 65% of it left. Let's go ahead and get out our number line. Okay, we did groups of 9. Okay, so here's our 3/20. 4/20 is equivalent to 3/15. 2/10. 1/5 is the simplest form. 6/30. 9/45. 12/60. 8 and 18/90. Lots of equivalent fractions. Then we have 5/20, which is equivalent to 1/4. That's the simplest form. Also equivalent to 9/36, 15 and 15/60. Okay. Then we have 6/20, which is equivalent to 3/10. That's the simplest form. Also to 18/60 and 27/90. And then today is 7/20. There are no lines below it because this is our simplest form or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. But there is an equivalent fraction in the threes because that is a common factor. Okay. But 9 was our greatest common factor. All right, go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.